So it looks like we've got the next date of a Warhammer 40k preview coming on Saturday. Confirmation and a fleeting glimpse of some new Vespid rushing their way towards the battle. A combat patrol kit removed for Blood Angels, and a bunch of other kits going down in preparation for their launch. And a teaser that the Combat Patrol magazine is going live quite shortly. Let's do a roundup of all the 40k news. Hello and welcome back to Auspex Tactics, where today I thought I'd do a news roundup of a bunch of stuff that's been going on. Perhaps this one particularly talking about the coming Vespid and the online reveal show that's now confirmed for Saturday. It's called Operation Hivestorm. A look at which Blood Angels kits have remained and which ones have been taken away so far. Looks like if you're wanting to pick up the Combat Patrol box set for Space Marines at some points, there might not be long left. And otherwise do a roundup of the week's releases and other minor reveals from Games Workshop, plus that hint that the Combat Patrol magazine is quite close. First up, let's start with those new Vespid though. At the end of last week, Games Workshop dropped an intriguing Scion reveal trailer, showing a whole bunch of Tempestor Scions with Elysian style drop jump pack type things hurtling towards a massive great big weapons platform. And now early in this week, it looks like we have some Tau sending some reinforcements in to counter them. A fleeting glimpse of a few insectoid-like stingwings zipping through some shipping containers and getting to the fight. Between all the previous rumours and the heavy hints that Games Workshop have dropped, it now basically as good as confirms that the reveals at the end of the week will be Militarum Tempestor Scions versus Vespid, and they'll be coming out in a new box set that launches the new Kill Team season, and this one apparently is going to be set in the Chaunath Expanse in an area of Imperium versus Tau, and focusing really quite heavily on jump units, which is a departure from the norm for Kill Team releases. We'd already had pretty heavy hints that it was going to be Vespid. They said in the Tau lore teaser that they were deploying some auxiliaries. We've already had Masters of Kroot earlier in the year, and the Vespids were weirdly left out. They certainly seemed like an appropriate kit to update for Warhammer 40k. I think the miniatures were nice enough sculpts from their time. They date back to the fairly early 2000s. Hopefully they do them justice with a nice new plastic kit. I'd guess it might come with a revamped data sheet for Warhammer 40k purposes, along with all the Kill Team rules that I'm sure we'll get. The current Warning Codex Tau Empire is a little bit basic. You can only field 5 of them, and they can only be armed with neutron blasters. In general, in Kill Teams in the past, they tend to come with a whole bunch of fun specialists and war gear options, which I'm sure will be translating into their jump pack version. It's a bit weird though that we've got 2 different dates for the full reveal. The ones in the trailers said the 16th of August, whereas the official announcement that came on Monday seems to imply that it's the 17th instead, unless they're going to be staggering them out in 2 days kind of weirdly. Speaking of which, in that article on Monday, Games Workshop basically confirmed that the next reveal show will be called Operation Hivestorm, and that's be coming on Saturday the 17th. In their little teaser video and article, they said that it's going to be at 4 PM British time, translating to 11 AM Eastern time in the USA. They've got a few more times around the world on screen now. Again, this is all confirmed to be part of the same thing. They did say that it's the focus on Chaunath and Operation Hivestorm, which I guess might be the name of the next Kill Team box set. It does look like it's basically going to be a Kill Team reveal show, so the new miniatures I'd guess would just be the Scions and the Vespid, unless they throw in any other teasers or hints. The teaser language that they used in the reveals were Feel the Buzz, which all feels very appropriate for Vespid, and Keep Your Eyes on the Skies, which fits in well with the entire Jump Pack Kill Team thing. And I guess there'll be a mix of the preview between the miniatures themselves and then the actual format for the new season of Kill Team, which I don't know whether it's going to be a new edition or not. But again, certainly looks like it's going to be a reboot of the format, going for a different take on it, kind of similar to what they did with the Gallodark sort of series in the Space Hulk. I guess it will probably mean a new terrain set as well. Not sure what they'll come out with this time. They have been a bit creative with different settings for it, such as the sort of Aqua World terrain that we had last time round. If they stick to their previous pattern of Kill Team releases, they often tend to go for 2 completely new teams for the launch, which would be the ones that we know about. But it's going to be interesting to see what else they come out with. There's plenty of established jump pack units in 40k that they could either give upgrade sprues to or do redesigns. They mentioned Orcs in one of the latest teasers, and I guess if it would just stick into only jump pack things, then Storm Boys are really the only option there. I'd say the models are oldish but nice enough, could be a target for an upgrade sprue, and then beyond that, things like Eldar Swooping Hawks or Warp Spiders seem like a really good choice for actual new model sculpts. Maybe those Votan jump packs that we saw one of in the Hearthkin Kill Team box sets. There's all sorts of other jump pack units that they could expand with an upgrade sprue if they really wanted to. Maybe Chaos Marine Raptors or Space Marine Jump Intercessors or Sisters Seraphim. They really do seem to have been putting in some work to build up a bit of hype for this one, with animated reveal trailers and an entire lore series. I guess that might imply that it could be an entirely new edition. Hopefully we'll get an animated cinematic type thing like the Deathcore vs Orc one that we had for the launch of Kill Team. It seems to be odds on given that we've had those teaser trailers. They did teaser trailers in a similar sort of way before the whole Leviathan cinematic thing. In any case, I'll certainly look forward to covering that at the time. Not sure if I'll actually make the exact on-the-nose reveal show for this one, but I'll certainly cover it later in the day. Next, let's move on to remove box sets. Before we do though, I thought I'd just give a quick shout out to the Channel Army Iron Enforcers miniatures for this month. If you want to have some STL designs for some gun walkers or an attack pack of cyber dogs, feel free to check out the segment at the end of the video. Let's move back to the Sons of Sanguinius next though, and as mentioned at the start of this one, it looks like it's their turn for their box sets to get removed from sale in a similar sort of way to what Games Workshop does whenever they have a new codex coming out in 10th edition. The usual pattern that they seem to do is to take down their combat patrol and any miniatures that are getting replaced or just going away completely. Though typically they don't tend to do it too far in advance of the new stuff coming out, and it kind of gives us a rough time horizon for when we can expect new Blood Angels to come out. Having a look at the web store now, and it looks like these are marked sold out online in the UK and US web stores as Combat Patrol Blood Angels, the Sanguinor, the Sanguinary Guard, the Sanguinary Priest, their data cards, and the Blood Angels upgrades and Primaris upgrade sets. I think a few of them are still up in the Australian web store though. Most of those stand to reason. They are redoing all the Combat Patrol box sets as new armies come out in 10th. In the last 24 hours we saw a new Sanguinary Guard and Sanguinor. They've primarisified the Sanguinary Priest model, data cards will be updated, and we know there's a new Blood Angels upgrade sprue in the mix, the one with the Eviscerator. At the moment we don't have final confirmation as to what other datasheets are being removed from the codex. It looks like currently at least the Baal Predator and the Librarian Dreadnought both remain on sale, as does the regular Death Company kit at least in the UK, but it appears to be sold out on the US web store. I'd guess that the Librarian Dreadnought will probably go Legends and not come back, judging by the Firstborn Dreadnought's treatment. They've kind of spiritually updated the Furiosa and Death Company one by the Brutalis Dreadnought kit. It looks like that'll be the way that you field a Death Company Dreadnought now. I'd guess that the Librarian one will just go Legends, but still seems to be on sale now. I expect the Death Company kits to probably go away. I'm a little bit less certain about the Baal Predator. Hopefully they keep it around for now. Whether or not they send the standard Space Marine Predator tanks to Legends is a bit less certain at the moment. As for release dates, I guess we know that Blood Angels is the next 40k codex in any case. It'll first come out with the big launch box for it, and then there'll probably be a good few weeks delay between that and the codex and the rest of the range dropping. It could be a bit variable just how soon it is though. The Deathwatch Combat Patrol got taken down around about the 9th of July or so, and then the pre-order for the new Imperial Agents book and that Combat Patrol, that went up for sale on pre-order on the 10th of August, so that was around about a month's gap there. For some of the other codexes though, the Combat Patrol has gone down 1 week, and then things were announced they were going up for pre-order that very same Sunday, so I guess we've got a time horizon of somewhere between 2 weeks and 4 weeks for the Blood Angels big box. For the kits that are going away, I feel like the Combat Patrol Blood Angels box set will be missed by at least a few people. This was a bit of a misnomer really, as it was never really much of a Combat Patrol Blood Angels box. It doesn't have any of their themed miniatures, and just is Primaris painted red with a couple of upgrade sprues, but despite that failing, it was genuinely quite a solid Space Marine starter set, having a bunch of core options with Intercessors, Aggressors, and a squad of Phobos Marines, plus an Impulsor as the standard transport and a Librarian. Probably just to be one to be aware that it's going away if you were thinking about picking up one. It was quite a big and widely circulated kit, so I suspect that some discount retailers should at least have some supply for a little while now. Having a look at the channel affiliates down in the video description, it looks like Element Games in the UK still has some. That's 15% off, so £85 for this if you were looking to pick one up. Anything bought through there does help to support the channel a little, of course. In any case, they'll gradually get rarer from now. Hopefully the new updated one will be a worthy replacement, though the general trend of Combat Patrols in 10th edition has usually been getting things worse. As it goes, this one wasn't the worst in terms of discount deals from Games Workshop. I have a feeling that at least the on-paper discount will probably be lower. Otherwise, for Blood Angels kits being taken out, I'd guess that the Death Company one won't be around for too much longer. I'd just probably be aware of this one If you are a Blood Angels collector, it does have a whole load of really quite cool themed Blood Angels bits. I certainly made very good use of it myself in converting up some Vanguard veterans and things for Space Marines. There's just lots of bits and upgrades that work quite nicely to add a little bit of spot theme to more general Marines. Obviously they're a Firstborn kit, not a Primaris kit, but all the weapons, jump packs and heads and things can be pretty much equally applied, and might be worth seeking out for some of you before they go away just for the upgrade parts. Next up, there's a tantalising hint that the Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol magazine will be coming out fairly soon. This one's the Warhammer 40k discount magazine, which is going to be going through like 9 different combat patrols over its run cycle. This one's the successor to Warhammer Imperium and Warhammer Conquest. This one's basically on the verge of going live. Apparently it's going to be coming out on the 28th of August, according to Forbidden Planet and other sources. And we might hear a little bit more about how to sign up to it this week on the 14th of August, apparently. That one from an article according to Fohammer, who often get a bit of inside scoops about them early. It looks like it's on the verge of happening in any case. On Hachette Parkworks website, there's a banner for Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol up at the moment. It says discover the rich universe of Warhammer 40,000 and build your armies, and has a picture of the first issue with a winged prime, a Space Marine captain and a few dice. And that was expected to be the contents of the first issue, usually at a kind of ludicrously low price compared with Games Workshop's ones. I think they were in the region of something like £3 to £5 in the past, which is kind of hilarious, as usually these characters would be selling for something like £25 each if you bought them through GW. In any case, certainly could be an interesting option for some deals on Warhammer 40k miniatures. I'll hopefully aim to cover that in a bit more detail when we do know more about it. And as ever, the magazine will likely be coming to the USA and Australia, judging by their previous releases. Last time the USA one was in January, so I guess will be something like 5 or 6 months from now, I suppose, and the Australia one was around about June, so it could be a little bit longer to wait down under if they do follow the same pattern. Otherwise, for this week's pre-order releases, it looks like it's back to Necromunda. These ones will go up for pre-order on Saturday. This one's got that Necromunda Book of Desolation, with the expanded rules following all of the Funky Forge World miniatures that we've seen coming out for the Malstrain Gene Stealers, and the box sets as seen here. It looks like the different sets from the Hive Secundus launch box are now on sale separately, so if you wanted some individual Malstrain Gene Stealers with their twisted biology, you don't have to buy an entire big box for them. The same for the Vansar Tech Hunters and the various flavours of Spyros. The main Secundus box set had the Aurus ones. This set has the other flavours of them, the Yeld ones, Malkadon ones, and other things like that. There's also that Sentry Gun kit and a character release. As ever, if you were looking to pick up any of those at a discount, feel free to check out the links in the video description when they go live on Saturday. Can just save a little bit versus Games Workshop and do help to support the channel a little. Otherwise, looks like there's a few old world dwarves on offer as well. I believe they had their army set come out not so long in the past. Now it looks like they've got that followed up with a whole load of plastic kits and returning resin and metal ones, some organ guns and some miners and things, plus a few old world style terrain pieces. I certainly remember this 45 mana kit when they came out with it. That one is quite a fun one with a few cool details. They've also got a Hobbit game as well, Thorin and friends on a quest for the hunt for the Arkenstone. Can't say I've heard about this one before, but the game board designs look kind of intriguing. Just for a roundup of a few more things that I thought were interesting, seems that on Warhammer Plus they've got a Lore Masters episode focusing on the Scholar Progenium, just in case we needed any more hints that we're getting new Scion models at the weekend. I guess this one's to tie in with that. That's the brutal training program where I believe the Commissars and the Tempestus Scions are drawn from. The next Old World faction release with a bunch of re-release models in both resin, plastic and metal are the Warriors of Chaos. They showed off a battalion box set for that, though apparently there's no new miniatures in that one. I guess the new character for them is coming out somewhere separately. And finally they announced a new edition for Lord of the Rings called War of the Rohirrim. Apparently, according to their article, it was about 6 years since they released their Pelennor Fields one for the game system. At least they spend a little bit more time between editions compared with their other games. The Lord of the Rings moves at a slower pace versus the likes of Warhammer 40k with updates and releases every second week, but still could be a big shake-up for people who've collected the rulebooks and things. Sounds like they're doing a full reset of the game, with all army rules being pushed into 2 big tomes. Finally, just to cycle back for the 3D printed offerings for the channel's Iron Enforcers this month. As mentioned, if you want some fun and hopefully fairly practically useful STL designs for some gun walkers and some cyber dogs, there'll be links down in the video description to the Thangs website that they're hosted on. For this month's offering, we have a gun walker with a large searchlight design with both enclosed and more open cockpits. There's 3 different leg poses, and they should be fairly modular with different designs. You can have one single big gun or dual mounted ones, as you can see on the left. Then for the Cyberdog Attack Squad, we have a vicious squad of robotic XK9 dogs. They've got 5 different poses, as you can see here, and have the choice of mounting a top-mounted machine gun or net launcher, or just keeping them a bit more simple. In any case, hopefully the designs might be useful to at least some of you out there. They're all available via the Thang subscription offering down in the video description. There's been new miniatures coming out for the Iron Enforcers each month, and there will be into the future. Normally it's $10 per month for the 3D printed STLs, dropping down to $7 with the code ATL30. So essentially if you use that, it's $7 per month for the designs for the Walkers and the Cyberdogs if you want to print some of those off. Subscribing to it will help more designs keep coming, and also support Auspex Tactics a little. Subscription's the most affordable way to get your hands on them if you want to. Then after that, things go on general sale, and you can also find the designs for these units on Thangs. There's the Iron Enforcer Patrolman, the Segway Riders on Terror Trams, and the Oppressor Transport. Each unit is $20 for the designs from now. Finally, if you just want a taste of some of the units, there's a bunch of free files to download too. There's one of the Cyberdogs, one of the Segway Patrolmen, a Standard Patrolman, and a Tank Commander. All of those STL designs completely free to get via Thangs if you'd like to. In any case, check them out down in the video description if you're interested. Next month's offering should be some Elite Jump Infantry and a Riot Van. In any case though, let me know your thoughts as to the Warhammer news. Would you be tempted to pick up a Scions vs Vespid Kill Team box set if that is what is revealed at the weekend? Will things like the old Death Company kits and the Blood Angels Combat Patrol be missed by yourself? And would you be tempted to pick up the Combat Patrol magazine? Look forward to hearing all your thoughts down in the comments. As ever, if you'd like to support the channel, feel free to check out the Patreon page or the channel's affiliate links down in the video description if you're picking up models. As always, a massive thank you to all of you folks who allow me to do this as my main thing. A huge thank you for listening, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.